What is up, everybody? Ben, Angelino, welcome in. Angelino, very tough injury. It's not because he's injury prone. He's not even injury prone, but that's a very unlucky injury. Yeah, I guess I'll give it some time for everyone to get in. But boys, what are our thoughts? Drop in the comments your thoughts on this game. Brody might swing by later. We'll see. Hopefully, but if not, might just be us hanging out for a bit. But we definitely have plenty to talk about, boys. 2-1 win. I mean, that's exciting. Good for the Sounders, but oh, geez. That De La Vega injury. What's up, everybody? As everyone gets in. Guys, if you enjoy this stream, I know we're just getting started, but leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to join the channel to get your comments featured, we already see some of the GOATs commenting on this one. Barry back as always. JJ, what is up, boys? So I see some talks about it. So you know what? We're going to start with the positives. Boys, ending the season on a W. Love to see it. I was actually, imagine not being a member. I was texting one of my buddies during the game, and I was like, this game went as bad as possible. This is right after NYCFC tied it up after Fernandez scored. Because I was like, bro, De La Vega injury, which we're going to talk way more in depth here in a minute about. But Sounders, I thought yet again we blew a late lead. I thought we made another mental lapse. Their goal started with our own free kick, ended up in the back of our own net. But we were able to overcome that. We've got 2 set-piece goals, which, hey, playoff time, usually playoffs are won by a scrappy goal, set-piece goal. And the fact that Morris and Reagan were able to capitalize off set-piece goals, I love that going into the playoffs. Another positive note, Jordan Morris on the score sheet, boys. Me and Brody were texting all game about that as well. Just Morris had some moments tonight where he just kind of looked like Morris. And if he didn't score, I was really going to question who we start game 1, round 1 of the playoffs. But he was able to find the back of the net, but holy, I know he was offside, but I don't remember who squared it. But when he had that ball squared across him and put it wide, that was shocking. Yeah. I'm going to keep postponing talking about De La Vega because I don't feel like crying on stream tonight. But this surprised me, boys. What do you guys think? Seeing the lineup come out for this game, I would argue with what was available, we played our first string starting 11, which didn't really make sense to me, like, at all. So we'll pop that lineup on the screen. But boys, I mean, look at this lineup. We're talking about Nuhu. He will be starting first game of the playoffs. Reagan will be starting first game of the playoffs. One of KKR or Roldan. And me and Brody have been talking about this. I don't know if this video came out yet, but we don't know the injury rate standing of Ymar and Kihi fully. They might not be available for game 1. That might be our starting back line. JP and Leva, that's going to be Obed, and that's going to be CR7. But Rusnak, not De La Vega, and for like we're playing our first string 11, which didn't make sense to me. Going into this game, I thought there was no way that De La Vega or Rusnak would start. I didn't like the idea of starting Reagan because we have no clue what our center back depth is going to look like. I guess maybe Schmetzer knows something that I don't. But if something could have happened to Reagan, our starting center backs could have been John Bell and rolled on in a playoff game, and that's scary to think about. But Danny had, I voiced this. I love Danny Leva as a player. I think that he's a great option off the bench, and I trust him. So I like that he got some minutes in, and that was one of the bright spots to losing Roldan and to us losing Obed for a bit, as he got to play a lot. So the next batch of games start at 6. So let's pull that up. Let's have a look at that, boys. Let's have a look at this. So if we look at MLS standings, as y'all can see, we're right in here, Minnesota and Sounders. So my bet is we'll be playing Minnesota. So they go off against the Galaxy tonight, but LAFC playing against Colorado. I mean, it really is hard. So you look at the bottom of this, Colorado's playing for their playoff lives. I mean, Minnesota's playing the Galaxy, which for how bad the Galaxy are, they've kind of turned into not necessarily an easy win. So I think we're playing Minnesota, which I think we all can agree we'd rather play Minnesota than LAFC. I will say, though, let's talk about the lineup. If Roldan's one of our center backs, Minnesota's scary because they are set piece and long throw merchants. They just spam set piece and long throws. And having a fullback at center back, our whole back line in general, outside Reagan, we don't got that big ball winner. So that's scary. Reagan owns the Mets outfield. I don't think it's very hard to own the Mets outfield as of recent. They kind of went on a historically bad run, but I mean, Reagan, Juan Soto, who would you take? I'd take Reagan every single time. If Kent, see, the thing is, I don't think we'd start Kent. I think we all know that when in doubt, Rothrock's out. By that, I mean Schmetz is going to trust Rothrock to start that game, which I don't have a problem with if this is the current injury state. And I think if Ryan Kent's fit, Ryan Kent comes back and Schmetzer says, hey, take the keys. Go do what you want, Ryan. Ryan running at some tired legs late in a playoff game. Shouts Colt Hero vibe scoring a big goal. I'm feeling, I don't know. You're telling me, like, let's talk about this for a second. Ryan Kent comes off the bench, pulls a little Victor Rodriguez against TFC, Colt Hero fan favorite type of guy. Yeah, I've seen Kent is training, so we'll see. I mean, no de la Vega, Kent would be that flair, and we need that. See, so here's my thing. Joe B, I agree. It's that rest versus rust argument, right? Everyone talks about in sports getting the first round bye. But my problem is if we were playing a California team, if we were playing a Vancouver, if we were playing any really Western United States team, we had to fly across the country to travel. So awkward travel week, go play on a terrible baseball field. These are all factors where it's like, do I want my starter who is injury prone, De La Vega, Morris, Rusnak of recent years? Do I want to put them in that situation? Me, no. I personally would have started some young bucks and see kind of where the state of the game was. And then if you wanted Morris and you want De La Vega and you want those guys to get match minutes, you keep their fitness up in a controlled environment, and then you give them 15 minutes. Last 15 minutes, go run out, go have some fun, boys. I don't like going from the start at Citi Field across the country in a meaningless game. That's my opinion on it. You guys, what do you guys think? Would you guys have played our starters? Would you guys have mixed it up a little bit? Yeah, this looked worse than FedEx Field. But hey, De La Vega down injured. I mean, FedEx Field took so many names, dude. Have you guys seen that graphic? It has like RG3, all the guys who ACLs were gone on that field. Yeah, Kent started training. Yeah, exactly. I think he'll come off the bench, but that's the hope. Kent's cooking for me in EAFC. You got the Evo going or what? I mean, Kent, I've already talked about my FIFA team enough on these streams, but I got that Evo'd 83, Christian Roldan, Tiki Taka plus in my midfield. Whew. Jomo up top. I have 85, Jordan Morris up top. Do I have the Cornerstones? He's a Cornerstones card. It's the Evo. Beautiful. Beautiful, boys. Absolutely beautiful. Schmetz are stupid. Okay. Sit the starters. These are professionals, not high schoolers. Yeah. I think, yeah, I can understand both sides of the coin, right? Both sides of the argument. But for me personally, I think our team is too injury prone and the situation was too crappy for us to warrant starting our whole starters. Simple as that. I've said this already. I'm not going to repeat it. Starting to La Vega. See, yeah, I agree. And it's right. It's all with context. I understand the idea. I understand the whole idea that we don't want him to get rusty. And that's why you give him 15 minutes. But we are talking about a guy who's been out almost the whole year and Morris, who started and played 80 minutes. Talking about De La Vega, who's been hurt more than he's played in a Sounders uniform. So I don't know. Well, that's cool. Little Sounders team. I love to see it. Seattle repped up. I would love to bring Obed. Obed, if you want to come on and stream, guys, tag Rave Green TV. Let's try to make this happen. Obviously, we've had connections with Obed before. That would be sweet. Starter sit. Barry the GOAT. Guys, if you want to achieve GOAT status like Barry, become a member on the page. You guys will get your comments featured as Barry's always is. You'll You'll get videos that you choose what we talk about, like Barry always does. But guys, even if you can't do that, leave a like on this stream, subscribe to the channel, follow us as we ramp everything up going into playoffs. I can so see this. Speaking of GOAT status, Barry again. Tell me you guys can't envision Georgie just coming off the bench because for some reason he never starts and just scoring some beautiful, just beat two defender, kind of like his goal in Leagues Cup. I feel like this playoffs could be a very big Georgie coming out party. I mean, I've seen. We'll talk about this for a second. Have you boys seen all over your TikTok? I've seen. Obviously, Georgie's out on international duty. I've seen all of their fans hyping up Georgie. The fans loving him, and I don't know if that's just a trend because I don't speak French, but I've seen so many people talking about him online. Dude, I'm just gonna laugh. I mean, I respect the grind. Honestly, boys, JJ deserves a round of applause for the kid. Respect the grind. Wow. What can you say? How many games played on that card? How much time have you spent in front of the screen so far? Yeah, but I mean, we'll see. He looked like he was in a lot of pain coming off the field, so I don't know. Yeah. We talked about this at the start of the stream, Joe. Oh my goodness. Okay, I just saw a comment in the chat. I'll address in a second, but it's really been a problem with Sounders. I feel like it's kind of historically, but of this season especially, where we're kind of just like, you would think with a veteran team, when we go up late, you'd feel confident able to hold on to a lead, but the Sounders, I just don't feel that anymore. Like, okay, you know what? Let's do this together instead of me doing it privately. Let's go. Let's open up, look at Sounders, and let's just go through these results. So today we let that goal in, so that one won't count to it, but it was pretty close, right? RSL gave up that late goal, called it offside. So we just got unscathed there. Vancouver. This one doesn't qualify, but still was like threw that game away. Austin, obviously, we have that late goal. Disappointing. I feel like there's just been a bunch of games on our schedule this year I look through where I'm just like, could have got away with points there. Another one. Yamane, his first goal in the MLS was scored against us. Late goal against the bottom feeders, the MLS. You just look through our schedule this year. I just feel like there's been too many times where we gave up a late goal. And those are scary. That's scary to think about in the playoffs. Christian Wood, Dr. Wood, says dislocated his kneecap. What's it look like from the replay? 4 to 6 weeks. Well, if you guys didn't know, Dr. Wood here actually does have his doctorate. So this is confirmed. This is Rave Green reporting it first. Per sources, De La Vega does have a dislocated knee. But no matter what way you cut it, it didn't look good. And his reaction says it all. I guess we can just skip. I guess we can just really dive into that. De La Vega injury. Boys, what's your immediate reaction? Mine was not happy, not good, disappointed. Now I'm even more confused, in my opinion, because we've seen him get rested lately. We've talked about it. No one really knew fully. It was claimed to be tendonitis. And then he gets off with a knee injury. You didn't know. Obviously, when you look at a play like that, who's to say that it would happen to anyone, any level of fitness, any level of injury status? But was it going into the game, if you've been resting him because we've been scared of his injuries, scared of whatever problems he has with his knees, and we start him. We go from the start on a cruddy field. So I'm just disappointed because De La Vega has been a game changer for us this year. And with the injuries, we don't have a guy like Kent. I feel like this is going to leave a lot of pressure on Georgie because Georgie's going to have to provide that flair. Barry, the GOAT, offseason cannot get here fast enough. Amen. I mean, in terms of fitness and injury, yes. But you know what? Maybe it won't get here fast enough, Barry. Maybe the Sounders will pull it off. Maybe we'll go on a run. Shout out Barry once again. Claps for the boy. GOAT status for Barry. This was my first reaction, boys. ACL. In case you guys didn't know, he had a problem with that before he was with us. That's just something you never want to see in sports, right? Like that's the injury where you hear ACL and everyone just grinds their teeth a little bit. Oh, yeah, boys. Yeah. Kid can't catch a break. Anyone else see Jackson Reagan higher up on the pitch, acting like he was Raul Araujo versus Hirona? Hey, you know what? Gotta respect it. Apologies, boys, if you hear the dog barking in the background. Ruckus is just celebrating that playoffs are here. Yeah, I don't. What else are we looking at here? Woke up here. JJ's the GOAT. Come on. Boys, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts in the game? What do you guys want to talk about? I think that we got to talk about playoffs now. I think it's time. We got to talk about playoffs. But Morris does the dirty work. Hey, let's get to that real quick. Morris, I do love, and I think that's why Smetzer loves Morris so much. You can count on Morris to just do some grinding. Also, since when is Morris a perennial flopper? Like, I'm the Morris lover on this page. I'm the sole Morris supporter. Sorry if that makes you fans, diehard Cheyenne fans in here frustrated, but it just felt like he was flopping all over the place today. And I'm happy to see him score, but I was like, what? Like, I know he's had a little bit of flopping in the bag before, but today just felt like he was spending the day in the swimming pool, like everywhere, just dive after dive. What are we doing? But boys, I already said it. Let's look ahead to the playoffs. What are your guys' predictions for the playoffs? Drop in the chat. What are we thinking? We'll go back to the standings page and we can kind of discuss what we're looking at, what we're thinking. So we already talked about it. As of right now, 5:32 p.m., Saturday, October 18th, post NYCFC. We're playing Minnesota. We're going to Minnesota. Minnesota, yeah. And I don't know if Subaru guy is in the chat. JJ, you are the one. JJ. Lucky for you. Lucky for you. This first round that we'll be playing will be a best of 3, so the games will be in Minnesota. JJ, we had a talk. You have to show up to the game, painted head to toe Sounders colors, showing you're bringing out the true Sounders fandom. We need fans there. You have to do it. I will send you a DM. If you send the Rave Green TV, send us a DM on Instagram. We expect to see you on TV. Send us a DM on Instagram or on Twitter, proving that you're going to the game covered head to toe in green and blue. I'll shout you out in one of the stories. 100%. 100%. Let's see it. Christian Wood says we're fine till you're at LAFC. I think that's kind of the consensus opinion. That's kind of yeah. Let's look. So first round we play Minnesota. If we go through, let's look at who potentially could be in the playoffs. Might wear a signed Dempsey kit. That is fire, by the way. Fire. Okay, let's look who we're gonna play. So we'll talk from San Jose up because they're still in it. If we had to play them in a playoff series, we'll do best of 3 or a one-off game. I'm happy. I'd be confident beating. I guess we'll take that back. None of these teams we can play in the best of 3. So in a one-off game, I'd take us over San Jose, Colorado, RSL, FC Dallas, and Austin 100% because it'd be at home. Portland, I would take us over Portland 100%. We are better than them, but rivalry games are stupid. But all the teams below us, I think that we can and should be if we go up against them in a home playoff game. Of the teams above us, who we could potentially have to play in that best of 3, I like our odds against Minnesota. I don't love our odds. I like our odds against Minnesota. LAFC, not confident. We can't play Vancouver, but we'll talk about that in a second. San Diego, in the playoffs, I'd like our odds. All these teams are great. None of them would be easy, but I like our odds against those teams. What do you guys think? Drop a chat. What do you guys think? Well, let's talk. Oh, Joe. Joe, we cannot have that to start it. We cannot have that to start it, Joe. First comment I see a first round playoff exit. Boys, drop in the chat. Let's get some good aura going. Let's get some good vibes. Come on. Good vibes only. Let's get some Gino Suarez's in the chat. We need some positivity around the boys. If we're playing Minnesota, we're going to beat Minnesota. Like I said, our form hasn't been the best since Leagues Cup. But we ended on a win. We played all of our starters to get the vibes up. All the vibes are up. We won 2-1. Vibes are up. JJ, I see a 3-1. Toronto, Minnesota, 3-1 in Seattle. I could see that. But so is it going to be like last time? It's best of 3. So you're seeing, because last time we played Houston, we got those BS PK wins, got us through. I think that Minnesota will get by. But guys, like they said, the one way they're going to get to us is on a set piece. And that scares me. Because I can see them getting a BS long throw goal or any us lack of. I mean, guys, we're prone to a lack of focus. Let's think about today. How did we get scored on? I remember we had a free kick on our own, flipping half the field, up 1-0 with 10 minutes left, and took it quick, and it led to a turnover. Like, what are we doing? That cannot happen. And that's sort of things that could happen on set pieces against a team like Minnesota, who will cause some chaos in the box. So we'll see. San Jose, it's such. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I don't think we look good either, Joe. But I'm getting the vibes up. I'm going to be the vibes guy. I'm the locker room boys. I'll get the fellas buzzing. Get the boys humming going into the playoffs. Vibes can't be down. Vibes cannot be down. We need to get the vibes up, boys. Do whatever you want. Yeah, that's fair. So, okay. Reagan was all the way up the pitch when the free kick was taken. Also, Rothrock's over the ball. If you see that our center back is up the field, you can't take the free kick quick. It was a big combination of everything, of mental lapses, and that cannot happen late in games. That's what will cost us in the playoffs. And I know that Schmetzer will pound that into the team this week, but that cannot happen in the playoffs. Go Mariners. Where's my Mariners at? Go Mariners, boys. Lock in. Big game tomorrow. Big game tomorrow. Did you guys see, actually, this is the first time ever the Sounders and the Mariners have made the playoffs? Because the only time the M's have made the playoffs since the Sounders been in the MLS was the year we missed it. Pretty cool fact. Vancouver and LAFC. See, okay. In a one-off game, I will take us over Vancouver, in my opinion. This might bite me in the butt. This might get clipped. Don't clip this, boys. If the season goes downhill, don't clip this. I don't know what it is. Just Sounders vibes. We cannot let Lil Bro overtake us. I think in a one-off game, we'd beat Vancouver. LAFC, don't like I don't think that there's no teams in the playoffs we will face that I don't think that we will win or don't think we have a chance to win against. I think we can beat anyone. Do I think it will likely happen? LAFC, I'd say no to. I think that we can beat. And the problem is I'm a delusional fan. At the end of the day, this is a fan page. I'm a delusional fan, and before every game starts, I will convince us that we are beating every team. I will convince myself that we are going to win every game. And that's just a fact. And that's kind of, that's just called being a fan, right? But realistically, LAFC is the one team that really does scare me going into the playoffs. Let's see. What are these games? So let's look at some of these games tonight. Let's talk about some of these games, see what really could happen. I'll flip this over and we can talk about that. Because JJ brought that up. Because LAFC have a higher odds on Flip Mob to win than Minnesota. And you know what a big part about that is let's see where that game is being played. Because the way that the MLS the way the MLS works, you can see down here, I'll circle it down here, Dignity Health Sports Park. If you ever look into any sort of betting odds from Vegas given out for any of these games, the away teams are always favored in the MLS. But sometimes you just got to use the eye test, which I still think that that's not a free win. For some reason, the Galaxy are hard to beat all of a sudden. But if we look through these games, I think San Diego will get the job done against Portland. That won't change who we play in the playoffs. Vancouver, Dallas, they'll get higher up. None of these teams below us can touch us. So the big games we need to focus on, boys, in 20 minutes, right when I get off this stream, you can go head over, pull up your Apple TV. We need to have all eyes on this game down here, Colorado LAFC, and this Minnesota game. And we need to pray that the Rapids pull off. Actually, no, we want to pray that the Rapids pull off a terrible performance and gift LAFC a win so they can pull farther ahead and we do not have to worry about playing them. Yeah. So the third team we can play is San Diego. And I don't know. San Diego, I don't know. I think that we could beat San Diego across 2 games. I mean, they're obviously going all out for it. Look, some of these lineups. Dreyer scares me. Dreyer gives me the vibes of someone who could just take over a playoff game. But I don't think that I'm as scared of that as compared to if we were to go against an LAFC. This is the game I'm looking at because, I mean, look at this. Buwanga, Sun, like all these guys. That just scares me. Scares me a lot. But let's see if they can get past Rob Holding. Yep. What a time to be alive, Rapids fans. Oh, geez, Louise. This is last video was talking about Peppo playing every game. Yeah, a man can dream, huh? A man can dream. Boys, what do you think? What do you guys think? What are your opinions on today's game? What's your opinions on the playoffs? What's everyone's thoughts on everything? Boys, what do you want to talk about? This game, I just feels like such a waste to spend too much time talking about it because we talked about it so many times. This was a meaningless game. Didn't mean much. And the playoffs, full focus. Foot to the floor. Playoffs are our full focus, and Minnesota might be our full focus. So we'll definitely film a preview this week for the playoffs. We're going to wait to see how results fall tonight, and that'll dictate, obviously, what the preview will look like because my opinion going into Minnesota is very different than LAFC. But, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to leave a like. It's a shorter stream tonight because we're going to get a lot of content ramping up as we go into the playoff. Guys, thanks for tuning in. But you know what? We got 2 minutes left. What do you guys think? We'll hit that 30-minute mark. Drop your last couple of comments in, boys. What are you guys thinking? Don't forget to join the page. If you want to be a member, you'll get tons of cool perks. You see the GOAT Barry mentioned all the time. Absolute legend. JJ, GOAT himself, pretty much dictated what we talked about this whole stream. And you guys can do that too if you join the page. Can I send you my EAFC team? Do it. Send me your EAFC team. Send it. I'll talk about it real quick. That could be our last thing we talk about. Let's appreciate this masterpiece. Send it to me on Twitter. Or sorry, X the everything app. Sorry about that. Boys, always open to the EAFC talk for Talking Sounders. I love seeing those Evos. Boys. We already talked about mine. We got that beautiful Jomo. And boys, maybe that's why we spread the good vibes. Go get those Evos up, and maybe that'll be the players we'll see in the real world. As Mark Diaz says, Rothrock looks solid tonight. Glad he stepped up. And hopefully, Rothrock, he is a guy who could score. I mean, we've seen it. He could make a big moment in a playoff game purely off of vibes. And playoffs, for some reason, are crazy like that, and sometimes just turn into a vibes test. So maybe Rothrock will be that guy. Maybe he will pass the vibe test. How cool would that be? Oh, geez. Let's see. JJ, before we end this stream, did you send me your EAFC team? We can review it, talk about these Evos before we end the night. As we go focus in on the other games around the MLS. Because, wow, there's a lot to pay attention to tonight. They'll have direct impact on us. Funny, how weird is that watching a Sounders game knowing that our game is the least impactful for it, but so all the games we're watching tonight. As I stall a little bit more so we can see, talk about JJ's Evo's boys. Rothrock definitely did play well tonight. I'll do one last little wrap up about who played well tonight. I think that Reagan looked really solid tonight, as per usual. He'll be a good spot going into, as we look to go into the playoffs. I think Reagan had a good outing tonight, kept the vibes good for him. Roldan, I'm more trusting in Roldan at center back, but I would still love that more if that was Ymar. Nuhu looked okay. Leyva, he was pinging for parts of it, not so good for other parts of it. Morris finally got the goal, but outside that was Ferreira, okay. Paulo, okay. Thought Rothrock was solid when he came on, and kind of all the other guys that came on were just kind of decent. But what do you guys think? Who do you guys think performed the best tonight? What was your opinions on all that? Let's see. JJ said he tagged it, sent it to us. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a little look at this, boys. Let's have a little look at this. Boys, what are you guys thinking? Where are you guys going to be for the playoffs? Let's talk about that real quick while I look for this. Boys, what's your guys' superstitions going into this playoffs? We need all the good vibes we can get. What do you guys do to get the vibes right for the boys? Anyone do anything? DM did as well. Let's look. Yeah, DM is a little bit. We'll do that. Let's see what this DM request is. Let's look at this. Oh, wow. What a beauty. What an absolute beauty. This is worth ending it, boys. We'll end it on this. Wow. Wow. That is absolutely awesome. JJ sent us his team. Wow. My computer just does not want to let me show it today, but I'm looking at it on my phone right now. Of maybe the most beautiful FIFA team I have ever seen. We'll end it on this. As bro is truly repping Seattle, boys. We'll end it on this. JJ with his God Squad. Ryan Kent, boys. Ryan Kent, please come back. And that's the Kent that we will see as we take on Minnesota. But for now, boys, I hope you guys all enjoyed this stream. We're here late, Chad. I'm here, y'all. Pay to play, absolutely. But, boys, this is the Sounders team that we need to see show up in the playoffs. We'll have a ton of content. If you enjoy this stream, if you've been enjoying everything, don't forget to subscribe, join the channel. But, boys, I hope you had fun. Let's go watch the rest of these MLS games. I'll see you guys later.